Before this video starts, I just want to give y'all some clarification where your boy has been for like the last almost 2 months. Damn, it's been that long? The video was originally supposed to come out way back in August, son, but then the files got corrupted, so I had to re-record the entire video. The only part I managed to salvage was the beginning part of the video, like the intro where I say my alright y'all and yada yada yada. Yeah, that part I meant to salvage, and the first little half of the video I did manage to salvage, but everything else you're gonna see after that is all re-recorded stuff, son. I love y'all that much. And also, the month of September, your boy started up college. I was focusing up on that shit while we recording the video, son. So I hope y'all enjoyed this video and have a great time watching. I know I'm supposed to be mad at her, but she out here lying, cheating, and stealing. That's why I was talking about Devin Lee representing my boy Eddie Guerrero. Alright, y'all, so I just finished Cobra Kai Season 6 Part 1. I gotta say, it was some pretty good stuff, son. And since I just finished it, I'm in the mood to talk about it. And that's really what spawned this video. So I'm gonna go over the first 5 episodes of Cobra Kai Season 6. Obviously, there'll be some spoilers up in this piece, so don't say I didn't warn y'all, son. So without further ado, before we get right into it, let me get in my uniform. Alright, your boy representing the Cobra Kai squad. That's what I'm all about, Cobra Kai, no mercy. So let's get right into it. We start off episode 1 with Johnny and his family just sending these motherfuckers to school and all happy and shit. You got Daniel LaRusso and his family sending them to school with Chosen's crazy ass still there. And then we see all the rest of the kids in their high school and shit chilling with their homies. And the last thing we see of this montage is the Cobra Kai dojo getting thrown in the trash, son. And Daniel LaRusso giving us a happy smile. Look at this hating ass nigga getting everything he ever wanted. Cause this is all he wanted. He didn't give a shit about fucking teaming up with Johnny and all that bullshit taking down Silver. That was just a necessity. He finally got Cobra Kai in the dirt. Something this hating ass motherfucker been trying to do since season 1 when Johnny was wearing it and it was all gravy. This episode just started, and despite this hating ass motherfucker smiling, I'm already crashing out. And this is gonna continue throughout these 5 episodes because not only he is the biggest hater in the entire Cobra Kai series, but he's also the biggest blazer. Then we see Johnny roll on into the set with his training gear and shit, telling them, yo, my dojo got wrecked, the warehouse got fucked up, I need a place to keep my shit. And he's hyped to teach these kids new training lesson, only to find out that Daniel the hater LaRusso changed his schedule without him knowing, having a Miyagi-Do teacher, Chosen, teach the kids instead of Johnny teaching Ego Fan karate. After that, we see Eli and Dimitri walk on in talking about, we got something to show y'all. So they begin to do this little ass speech talking about, Sekai Taikai is the Olympics, so we gotta train extra hard on that bullshit. They decided to come up with a whole ass new company name. And they come up with Ego Do Bang! Woo! Yeah! But look who is not smiling. This motherfucker got the straight up Homelander fucking death stare, son. And in true hating ass fashion, Daniel LaRusso has a meeting with Johnny and Chosen after the dojo meeting, and Daniel's just hooting and hollering, talking about why he does not want that name being brung out with Miyagi-Do and shit. Johnny thinks it's all good. My boy Johnny thinking it's sweet. Like, my boy, you got your dough in there, my man. Don't give yourself a hernia, player. But Chosen agrees with Daniel, talking about we need integrity of Miyagi-Do. So then these motherfuckers have a little pissing contest and decide to agree to fight later on in the episode, son, for the battle of naming the dojo. And all of this is happening because Daniel the hater LaRusso will not let shit slide, like always. Now you got these two motherfuckers against each other because he won't let shit slide, bro. Later on, Daniel tries to convince Johnny to not take this fight with Chosen, but Johnny stands firm, not wanting to back down from the challenge, son, and tells Daniel if he wants to back out, tell fucking Chosen that shit. Then Johnny heads right to his car, only to get a message to come to Coyote Creek. And last time he remembered Coyote Creek, he remembered Creek's old ass training his students no mercy. Then he gets the Cobra Kai never dies as a text. So my boy heads to Coyote Creek. Meanwhile, Robbie's trying to convince, what the fuck was his name? Kenny? Fuck. What? I forgot his name, son. Meanwhile, Robbie's trying to convince Kenny to join back the Miyagi-Do and join back karate, only to get interrupted by Kenny's brother, son. He just got out of juvie and he tells that motherfucker to back the fuck off my brother, son. And they both did. But Robbie ain't done yet and he's determined to get Kenny to hear him out. And as that's going on, Johnny heads to Coyote Creek and hears Kreese's voice, only to find out it's a recording played by Stingray. And my man out here training middle schoolers and shit. Like, my boy, what they gonna do? They ain't Jaden, they ain't Chang, they ain't got no aura like that, so they ain't gonna be dropping like that. Come on, man. And he shows Johnny that, yo, my boy, you need to join back Cobra Kai. And he tries telling Johnny that, yo, when you were running Cobra Kai, things was sweet. And they ain't even lying. Things was sweet. That first season of him, like, being like the Ness Miyagi kinda, training fucking Miguel, that's still my favorite fucking season of the entire show. And they had fucking Silver and Kreese, all these motherfuckers come back from the Karate Kid movies, which I have seen, by the way. If y'all want me to cover them movies, let me know in the comments below, because those movies are some of the funnest movies and funniest I've ever seen in my life. Like, this man Terry Silver's coked up ass was so funny.
I'm gonna use that.
Like, how do you explain this scene and say he's not coked the fuck up? He coked up, yo. And Mike Barnes was a menace for no reason. The original Karate Kid menace. We cut back to Robbie and these motherfuckers trying to yet again convince Kenny to join Miyagi, though, son. But his brother Sean steps right up to Robbie saying, yo, back the fuck up, player. He want nothing to do with you. But Robbie ain't taking no for an answer, so he tells Sean, I ain't striking first, son. And with that knowledge, the fight is on. Sean goes to first a hit, and Robbie weaves that shit, and he also weaves this fucking weak ass Superman punch, tosses this man to the side. Robbie dodges a couple 4-piece by this man, but only to get grabbed by Sean and tossed into the cage. Then Miguel comes in and sweeps Sean with the Mortal Kombat sweep, telling these motherfuckers, yo, we didn't want to fight, but a fight they still gonna get, as Kenny goes for a little combo on Miguel, when Miguel is weaving all that shit while also punching the tennis ball with his fucking train he did back with Johnny. That's my guy, Miguel. Kenny ends up getting pushed down to the ground, thinks he's a bastard, but to grab it, only to get stopped by Tori and Sam, son. He does the respectful thing I first said, yo, I ain't trying to hit no girls, son, but they don't fucking give a damn. They out here training to whoop some ass. So my man tries to get past him, they pushing his ass back and shit. Meanwhile, Sean's trying to take out Robbie and Miguel at the same time, but obviously that shit ain't working. They're just weaving all his attacks, and Wonder weaves, leads Sean to get his arms trapped in the cage. Kenny sees this, tries to walk through the girls again, but that shit ain't working, and Tori and Sam end up catching him with a tag team move like this is Tekken Tag Tournament. After that, Kenny does this shit. He defeated Hawk, a man who won the All Valley. This man right here defeated him? That's some fly armor bullshit. I will always stand by that shit. After that embarrassing ass move, Sean gets Kenny up and tells him, yo, we gotta scram because the security's coming. I ain't going back to juvie, yo. So they both get the fuck out of there. Leaving Robbie and the gang unsuccessful. We're trying to have Kenny join Miyagi. This episode ends with Johnny conceding to the fight, realizing, yo, I don't want anything to do with Cobra Kai. That's Kreese's legacy. Let's make sure your sensei is the one's legacy that continues to live on. But they're still gonna fight anyway because why not? After we get a montage of everybody training, we see Kenny joining the set after a long conversation with his brother, bringing them into a nice reconciliation. We then also see Johnny and Daniel on the same page with a new logo with an eagle now flying over Mr. Miyagi bonsai tree. And the last shot we see is Kreese in South Korea. I don't even know how he got there, but okay, nigga. And that is how episode 1 ends. Let's get right into episode 2. Before we get into episode 2 and beyond, I just want you to know, disclaimer real quick, I will not be going over everything that happens in these episodes, son. I will only be going over the main shit that I want to talk about. So like some things I will briefly like gloss over, or some things I would like not even mention at all. Like the fight that's in episode 2 with Miguel and Kyler, it's really not that important for me to even talk about or go word for word, son. I just want you to know about the main stuff that happened in these 5 episodes. Now I got that out the way, let's get into episode 2. We start on episode 2 with a flashback scene of Kreese and Terry Silver's son in the fucking dojon, and they out here watching Master Kim do his work. Kreese notices the little girl watching, and she waves at him, and Kreese is like, hello, how you doing, kid? Only for her to be spotted by her grandpapa. He calls her over here to tell her you are interrupting the lesson, basically, and he is tight. So he begins to actually start beating her with this stick, son, until Kreese stops that shit from happening, talking about, yo, she just wants to learn. And Master Kim Kim turns to him and says, "You sensei here? No, you sensei in America. So shut the fuck up!" Priest, all disoriented from that fucking kick, son, tells him you should be training her, and Master Kim just kicks the fuck out of him. Back to the ground, son. And as he's about to step on his hand, the little girl kicks her grandpapa, son, and he turns around, picks her up with one hand out here, choking her out, saying, "You finally got over your fear. Good." I'm like, my boy, take it easy, man. Buddy. She's 12. Thankfully, he puts her down, and he agrees to train her ass, son. She says thank you to Kreese, and the flashback ends with this girl being revealed as the chick from last season, son. I can't really pronounce her last name, so I'm just gonna call her Kim. And when I refer to Master Kim, I'm just say Master Kim. So don't act your boy. I don't want to be fucking up names, son. I already fucked up already early in the video. So Kreese comes to her, and they have a nice little conversation, catching up where they've been all these fucking years, son. And he gets right to the chase, telling her that we can share your father's karate to the world in the Sekai Takai. Cobra Kai still got a spot. She said that she would agree, but it's not up to her. And they go to the hut to reveal Master Kim's old ass still alive and extra wrinkled. So Kreese tries to convince Master Kim to let Cobra Kai and his students join the Sekai Takai. But Master Kim don't want to hear that bullshit and hits Kreese right in the stomach. He hits him there because he said that my students got disrespected at your fucking dojo. You failed. But Kreese stays firm, telling him one of my students be 4 of yours. And with that knowledge, Master Kim decides to give him a test. He tells him to go to this cave to where he left his knife at when he was a boy, son, so he can find his weakness and kill it. Kreese makes it to the cave and he finds a knife. And he's like, damn, this is gonna be easier than he thought. Only to find a cobra right there beside the knife. Kreese tries to grab the knife, but he gets bit by the cobra, son. And because of that, he starts hallucinating. Bro sees young Silver. I guess they couldn't get Ian to come in here for this fucking shit, son. He's like, you know what, player? Deuces! Ooses! Then bro sees Johnny, his true weakness. After fighting his weakness, son, he kills it and overcomes his weakness. Now, he's ready to take on the snake, and he kills the cobra. And the episode ends with Kreese handing Master Kim the knife and revealing that he killed the snake, son. And Master Kim agrees for this motherfucker to take Cobra Kai to the Sekai Takai. But real quick before we get into episode 3, I just got one question. How the fuck this motherfucker survived the poison, son, of the cobra? Ain't he supposed to be in the hospital or some shit? This motherfucker mutant, he X-Men, bitch? Anyway, let's just get right into episode 3. Episode 3 opens up with Kim glazing her students, talking about how all these students are way better than your students. And she's out here talking about the top student here, Yun. Whatever he does, he can do it to perfection. But you see, me and Kreese, we think alike. We out here not looking for fucking perfectionists. We are out here looking for straight up brick eaters. And that is when we see him. One! From the fucked up haircut, to the way he walked up for his turn, to the way he responded to the teacher with a smart ass remark.
It's a waste of time. Just go straight for head. No head, no fight.
Kreese now knows what he has to do. Kim thinks KOWN is a distraction for the class, but Kreese knows this motherfucker is a brick eater waiting to break out. So later that day, Kreese is introduced to the rest of the class, and he begins to talk about how Daniel LaRusso beat Johnny in Karate Kid 1 because he had a bigger heart than Johnny. So he begins to ask the class, how do you defeat someone that has more heart than you? And all these kids keep saying, you know, the nice, cool answers. They ain't got Yun, the fucking perfectionist, talking about have more heart yourself. And then KOWN showing y'all why he's still the brick eater that I say he says this.
Or killed their heart with strong kick to ribs.
I got you in 4K. Just dick rotted.
After I'm done glazing this motherfucker for the 3rd time in a row, we get to see Kreese's tactics put in action. First, he confronts KOWN in front of everybody in class. So he tells him, you don't take me seriously, I'm gonna show you how serious I am. And he punishes the whole class later on, so the class can turn on him, son. That's exactly what happens. As the top 3 students getting on KOWN's ass for talking shit early on, making them waste a whole day of training, son. But little do these motherfuckers know, it's all a part of Kreese's plan. plan to make KOWN the brick eater that he knows he can be. And later that night, Kreese is smoking his pack and KOWN confronts his ass, telling him, you try to get students to turn against me? You think I'm afraid of them? And Kreese tells him, I don't think you're afraid of anybody. I think you talk a lot of shit, but combine your shit talking and your skills, you can be one of the most terrifying fighters in the Sekai Tekai. Obviously, KOWN does not understand what he means by that, so Kreese breaks it down to him simply on some Kratos shit, saying, take all that anger you got inside you and give it purpose, son. And with that knowledge, KOWN confronts the top 3 students in the class, talking all his fucking trash. And now the fight is on. My boy tends to go for the 3 fucking basic attacks, but KOWN blocks all 3 of them bitches, calling them fucking predictable, and then hits him with the and then he sees the other 2 motherfuckers trying to dip. He stops him, saying, where y'all going? I want more of that fade. They attack KOWN, but KOWN blocks their attacks, kicks this motherfucker, and that's a Mortal Kombat sweep, knocking this motherfucker down, son. And then this other motherfucker tries to sneak him. He blocks that shit, grabs his leg, blocks his fucking arm, hits him down, and hits him with a hard fucking punch to the ground. And you know that punch was hard as hell because this man fucking screamed with a primal rage as he fucking hit that motherfucker, son. Then just to show he's that nigga, bro runs up to these motherfuckers after trying to get up, hits them with a flying double kick, knocking both these motherfuckers down. And KOWN thinks it's over, only gets sneak attacked by fucking Yun over here. And he keeps talking trash to Yun. Yun calls him a little bitch for talking shit and goes for the attack, but KOWN has him hops and boom, bitch, got out the way. And then clocks this motherfucker down, takes his badge, knocks him down, and then at this point, even the show is blazing him. As they have in slow motion, he does a front flip kick, knocking him the fuck out in slow motion, son. The show is even glazing this nigga, so not even just me. KOWN looks at the badge he finally earned. Y'all know in his mind he was thinking this: I'm the fucking man now! Me! And this scene ends with Kreese smoking that pack, knowing that he just got another motherfucker to crash the fuck out. The last couple scenes episode ends starts with KOWN now being the captain of the team and Kreese telling them to warm up as Kreese has now made another brick eater. Then we cut back to the rest of the crew over in Miyagi though, son. Tori and Sam are now cool with each other after they apologize to all the shit they did wrong to each other, son. We see Daniel over here talking to Miyagi, talking about how he still sees him as a good person, even though he robbed the motherfucker after whooping his ass and fled the country. And Eli comes in with the iPad talking about, yo, here's the rules for the Sekai Tekai. It's gonna be in Spain, and you can only bring 6 fighters to the Sekai Tekai. And everybody's all worried and shit, and that is how the episode ends. So without further ado, let's get right into episode 4. Episode 4 opens up with Johnny and Daniel giving these guys a nice little training speech and training montage. And of course, we get the nice little title card. Let me stop right here real quick, son. This shit is genuinely hilarious. But obviously, we know the 4 motherfuckers in the middle are going to the Sekai Tekai, okay? We know Robbie, Sam, Miguel, and Tori are going to the Sekai Tekai. We know this shit. But who really believes? Let me say that one more time. Who really believes that Daniel LaRusso's son is going to the tournament? This motherfucker hasn't been trained for like less than 1 season. He's not going to the Sekai Tekai, son. Get the fuck out of here. And then we got these 2 motherfuckers on top. We got ass face and penis breath. And I genuinely want to know, what the fuck are their names? I'm not even saying this for a joke. I actually don't know what their names are, son. I know their nicknames, but I don't know their names in the show. What are their names? Tell me, please. And then you got my boy over here. What's his name, too? What's his name, son? Can someone tell me what this motherfucker right here, right next to Kenny, what is his name? You think he goes to the tournament? Man, I like how he got like these motherfuckers that we know are not going to the tournament in this like little freeze frame montage. Like the audience is supposed to expect that these motherfuckers are gonna have a chance to be in the tournament. Like, get the fuck out of here. Much later in the episode, we see Mike Barnes now conducting the finale for the rest of the students that could get inside the Sekai Tekai. Obviously, we already know the 4 motherfuckers who's in the Sekai Tekai already is Robbie, Sam, Tori, Miguel. Now this is for the last 2 spots for the Sekai Tekai. Devin Lee, Kenny, Eli, and Dimitri are in the finals for the last 2 spots of the Sekai Tekai. And now all participants are ready, son. 3, 2, 1, go! And now the chase is on to find the other 2 bandanas. We see Robbie. Fucking Jesus Christ. It's not, I recorded this at 4 a.m. Sorry. We see Kenny and Eli in the lead, going different paths, and then we see Devin take the path Kenny went, and Dimitri takes the path Eli went. And we get to Kenny and Devin with Kenny in the lead, son, looking he's gonna find that bandana before she does, only for him to have a rumbling in his stomach. And at first I thought he had the sickness of watching The Joker too. And not only that movie's dog shit, because niggas out here are leaving the movie theater. That's how bad this movie is. But I also heard it makes you physically ill watching that movie, son. So I thought he had that sickness. But it turns out this motherfucker got the fucking ass gas treatment, son. And he gets there first to the set, begging whoever's out in that porta potty to let him go. He's about to have a whole marching band ass, son. And unfortunately, he got the full sandbag butt in front of everybody. Embarrassing this man, son. Kenny pushed some goon out the fucking way, heads in the bathroom. Meanwhile, Devin heads back to the set with the bandana, son. She's all hype and shit, asking, where's Kenny? Back with Eli, he finds the bandana first, only to get stopped by Dimitri, son. So they have a scuffle here. Eli kicks this man, trying to battle for the fucking bandana, son. With Dimitri taking control of Eli's arm. Then this man did a nice little twist over out of the move to kick this man down to feeding him. Only for him to feel bad about it, pick him up, and then end up getting sucker kicked. And that is what does Eli in. One kick. One kick. It's not like he got hit in the head or some shit with a fucking spinning roundhouse. One kick to the stomach, a roll over the fucking rock, landing flat on his stomach, by the way. But he didn't hit his fucking head on the ground. None of that bullshit. One kick to the stomach and he's down. Is he a bum? What the fuck happened to Hawk? And this is why I have been calling him Eli. Because Hawk has lost his real nigga card. This man is a complete fraud. And my definition of a fraud might be different from your definition of a fraud, son. For me to be a fraud, you have to already been cold and fell the fuck off. That's how you become a fucking fraud to me, son. For example, KOWN. He's a fraud in my playbook. Man was a G, and now he's sorry. And now my boy Eli is a complete fraud. From being one of the fucking top students in Cobra Kai. Man was boxing with Prime Miguel. Man out here beat Robbie and won the All Valley. Only for him to lose to a kid who has not even done karate for less than 6 months. And now he's losing to Dimitri. Unless he fixes his shit, he will forever, ever, as long as I'm covering the show, he is called Eli. Even in his cold moments, I'm still calling that nigga Eli. He's a fraud, nigga. After I'm done ranting, Dimitri makes it back to the set with the bandana, son. Everybody congratulates him, and Mike Barnes announces that these are y'all participants for the Sekai. We cut back to Kenny and Devin, and Kenny's telling her how he thinks it was Lapusso who put the fucking ass gas treatment inside his drink, but it turns out it was Devin Lee all along. I know I'm supposed to be mad at her, but she out here lying, cheating, and stealing. That's why I'm talking about Devin Lee, representing my boy Eddie Guerrero. The episode ends with Daniel the Hater LaRusso asking Johnny, did they make the right decision with this team, son? So now, without further ado, let's get right into episode 5. Episode 5 opens up with Tori getting confronted by Kreese. Somehow this old fuck made it to America, avoiding all the police. I don't even know how he did that shit, but again, whatever, nigga. And he tries to convince her to come back to join Cobra Kai, but she stands firm, telling him basically, I'm with the new crew, and go F yourself, buddy. You didn't help me when I needed you. But Kreese tells her that you're not one of them, because when push comes to shove, they'll always put you behind LaRusso's kid. But she stands firm and still says, I'm a part of this crew now. And leaves, son. We cut back to Daniel the Hater LaRusso and Johnny over here is training the student's son his way of Miyagi-Do karate. But unfortunately, Daniel the Hater LaRusso doesn't like it. More on this later. Much later, we see Robbie Miguel ready to battle for who can be the captain during the Sekai Tekai. The battle is ready to begin. The fight starts off with some pump fakes from each other because these two know each other so fucking well, son. Until Miguel takes down Robbie and takes up the upper hand. For round 2, Robbie and Miguel still out here feeling each other around the field lab process. Going hit for hit until Miguel catches him with a roundhouse kick, flipping this man 360 degrees. Robbie sits up frustrated until he sees his baby girl, son. Y'all know when the protagonist is female is watching, you know they about to get active now. Because now it's time for Robbie to lock in. That's exactly what he does. As he blocks all of Miguel's attacks. There's a whole fucking flip just to impress his girl, son. Like, you see what these motherfuckers do with these theatrics? That's just what happens when you lock in. You just do extra shit for no reason. Miguel gets caught lacking by Robbie in this round. And then Robbie also catches him again for the next round, making it 2 points for Robbie and 2 points for Miguel. And now the final round is ready to begin. Now, honestly, this shit was choreographed and shot very well. Look at this elegance and fucking incredible fucking fight scene here, son. It's incredible. But eventually, Robbie gets the upper hand, son, defeating Miguel for the first time in his career, ending his 21-0 streak. And now he got the 21-1, son. So now it's time for Tori and Sam to scrap, see who's gonna be the ladies' female captain, son. I will go over this fight like I did with Robbie and Miguel, but this fight ends in a fuck finish, son. So I ain't gonna go over hit for hit, because it ends with Daniel the Hater LaRusso stopping the punch from Tori and stopping the fight completely, son. The reason why he decides to do this because it is revealed by Tori's own mouth her mama died, son, earlier in the episode. So she's fighting, trying to let out all that aggression. Johnny, he agrees to let the fight continue, but Daniel the Hater LaRusso, stuck in his old Miyagi ways, completely wants the fight to stop. And hearing all this shit go on, Tori lashes out and says, fuck this, I'm out, and forfeits the match and dips, son. And we come back inside with Johnny and Daniel having an argument about the whole situation. And Johnny's whole point was, listen, he was working through her mom's death, but this man, Daniel, again, stuck with his fucking ways. Still saying we don't teach these kids to fight with anger. Like, my boy, it could have worked for her, son. Johnny is tight at this point. All he's been hearing all fucking season. Miyagi this, Miyagi fuck my mother.
What?
All this fucking bullshit he keeps talking about. This led him to say that Mr. Miyagi was a liar and a thief. And Daniel punched that motherfucker, son. This leads Johnny to just say, quiet! And I love how grown Johnny has become, because if this was season 1 Johnny, he would have fought him on the spot. But now that Johnny's actually grown as a character, this man just told him that I'm going to work with you for the kids. Not for your dojo, not for you, but for them. And leave. And this is why I said earlier in the video, I'm going to be crashing out on Daniel LaRusso, because this man is not only the biggest hater, but he's also the biggest glazer. Throughout this whole entire 5 episodes, the amount of Miyagi glazing is so insane that I could barely understand anything Daniel LaRusso is saying, because he has Miyagi's ghost milk all in his throat, son. Like, I'm sick and tired of this motherfucker Daniel, son. I can't stand him. It's every season. It's every season. He has not changed. He has been the same motherfucker throughout the entire show, son. Let me calm the fuck down, son. Let's just get right into the last couple parts of this episode. Cut back to Johnny and Daniel giving a speech to the rest of the class saying congratulations and the tournament's almost fucking here, son. Johnny then says that since Tori's not going, Eli will be taking her place. And this is how much of a fraud Hawk has become, because now he just resorted to a last ditch second pick. That is how much of a fraud this nigga is now. Oh my god. Oh my god, son. Holy shit. Look at him. He's like, oh, really? Me? Like, did you forget who you were, nigga? After that, they reward the captains with their respective headbands. Johnny giving it to his son, and Daniel giving the headband to his daughter. Only for him to have a daymare mid-headband giving ceremony, because he realizes that this was Mr. Miyagi's headband that he found in the box of secrets, and it had blood on it, indicating Miyagi was once a participant in the Sekai Tekai. Finally, it's time for everybody to arrive to the Sekai Tekai tournament, son. Look at everybody all hyped and excited, and that is until the Brick Eater himself walked in. This man's aura is so cold, he changed the theme. I am not kidding. This nigga literally changed the music. And at this point, again, the show is glazing this dude, bruh. You even got this man having the slow walk, and he is smiling at them. Oh my god. KOWN is him. That's it, son. He him. You see KOWN staring these motherfuckers down menacingly with his crew, and obviously Kreese shows up with Kim, mean mugging the shit out of Daniel and Johnny and the rest of the crew. And last but certainly not least, we see Tori join the crew of fucking Cobra Kai once again, shocking everybody on the set, son. And that is how episode 5 comes to an end. And so far, that is the last episode until November, I believe. That's when the next couple episodes come out. Whenever that pops up, you know your boy gotta hit that fucking project again, son. Anyway, I do hope y'all enjoyed this fucking video because, oh, it's a long one. I had to re-record it, as I said earlier in the fucking video. So I really hope y'all made it to the end. If y'all did, give this shit a like and subscribe if you are new. I'm getting the fuck out of here, son. Love y'all. Thank you for all the support. Peace!
Shot this nigga, he said I'm a meanie. Made disappear like Houdini. Let his body drop to the floor. Splash land, now we dead. Body shots only had. This man came for the rest. I ain't let him get the rest. Instead, the nigga got pressed. Shooting threes in my feet. Ballin' like I'm 18. Ball till they fall. Later on, hit the mall.